What's up, everyone? So glad to connect with you. Today we're gonna talk about something I'm super passionate about. A winning combo that can totally change your life. Imagine for a moment your biggest sports heroes. Think about how disciplined they are. Think about how much they give. Think about that grit that makes them get back up after a loss. Do you think that strength only stays on the field or the track? The answer is a big no. That energy and champion mindset can help you achieve any goal, including doing great in school. We often get told we have to choose. Either you're good at sports or you're good at school. Nothing could be further from the truth. They are two sides of the same success coin. I've told the stories of amazing athletes. I've seen them get ready. I've seen their sacrifices. I've seen their unbreakable will. Now, let's get down to business. Let's talk about science, but in a way we can all understand what exactly happens in our brain when we exercise. It's not magic, it's pure biology. When your heart starts pumping faster during exercise, it's sending more blood and therefore more oxygen to your whole body, including your brain. This organ, which is the command center for everything you do, uses an amazing amount of energy and oxygen. A well-oxygenated brain is a brain that works at its best. It's like going from slow internet to a fiber optic connection. Suddenly, everything flows better, ideas connect faster, and information is processed with surprising clarity. But that's not all. Science has discovered something even more incredible. Physical exercise stimulates the production of a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF for short. Remember that name. BDNF is like fertilizer for your neurons. It helps existing brain cells survive, grow, and form new connections. Let's keep going with the proof. Pause, because the facts don't lie. Let's talk about focus. That very important skill you need to not get sidetracked in class or when doing homework. When you play a sport, you're always training your ability to pay attention. Following a basketball as it flies, waiting for the perfect moment to slide tackle in soccer, keeping your balance on a gymnastics beam, your brain is learning to ignore distractions and focus on the goal. This skill, called executive function, grows in the front part of your brain. And guess what? Regular exercise makes this area stronger. Studies using EEGs, which measure the brain's electrical activity, have shown that after just a 20-minute aerobic exercise session, your ability to pay attention and solve problems gets much better. Your brain becomes better at ignoring things that don't matter and focusing on the task in front of it. This helps a lot in the classroom. You'll be able to pay more attention to the teacher, understand difficult explanations more easily, and finish your homework faster because your mind will be sharp and focused, instead of wandering off in a million different directions. Science is clear, but nothing inspires us more than real-life stories. Stories of young Mexicans just like you, who show that being great at sports and school isn't just possible, but they actually go together. Let's think about Ana. She's a young woman from Guadalajara who's a real star in swimming. She wakes up at 4:30 in the morning to be in the pool by 5. She trains for 2 hours before going to high school, where, by the way, she keeps a 9.8 average. In the afternoon, she trains for another 2 hours. How does she do it? She says it herself. Swimming teaches me to manage my time. I can't afford to waste a single minute. That training discipline is what I use for studying. Ana's story isn't the only one. I know about Carlos, a soccer player from the youth teams of a big club in Mexico City. He trains in the afternoons like a professional. On weekends, he travels for games. Even with such a busy schedule, Carlos is studying mechatronics engineering, which is one of the hardest majors. He told me that on the field, he learned to think carefully and make decisions under pressure. When I'm taking a calculus test and I feel like I can't solve a problem, I remember when we were losing a game in the last minute. I take a deep breath, calm down, and look for the answer. Soccer taught me to never give up. Let's dive into these stories because the true lesson lies in the details. Let's talk about Ricardo, a young man from Oaxaca who loves mountain biking. His region offers him amazing places to ride, but they are also very tough. Every weekend, Ricardo faces climbs that take his breath away and descents that need his full attention. During the week, he faces a different kind of mountain, his studies to get into medical school. He told me that many times, while climbing a steep hill on his bike, with his muscles burning, he repeats chemistry formulas to himself or the names of the bones in the human body.
Subscreva o nosso canal para mais ideias novas em educação. Carregue no botão "Gosto" neste vídeo e partilhe as suas ideias nos comentários.
Or the names of the bones in the human body. He uses the rhythm of his pedaling to memorize. Ricardo's sacrifice is huge. While his friends are out partying, he's studying or resting for the next day's competition. But he doesn't see it as a sacrifice, but as an investment. Cycling has taught me that big goals need big efforts. I know that to be a good doctor, I need the same toughness and never give up attitude that I need to finish a 100-kilometer race. Every time I reach a mountaintop, I feel like I'm one step closer to reaching my goal of getting into medical school. Let's talk about something that goes beyond grades and trophies. Let's talk about character. Sports is one of the best life schools there is. It teaches lessons no textbook can offer. One of the most important is learning to deal with frustration. In sports, just like in life, you don't always win. There will be days when you miss the winning goal, when you get eliminated in the first round, or when the opponent is simply better. Those moments of defeat are painful, but they are incredibly valuable. They teach you humility, they force you to look at your mistakes, and they give you a chance to get back up stronger. A young person who learns to lose with grace on the field is a young person who will be better prepared to face the failures and setbacks that will surely come up in their school and work life. They will learn that a failed test is not the end of the world, but a chance to study more and better. Sports don't just make you stronger as an individual, they also teach us to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Especially in team sports, you learn social skills that are super important for success in life. The first and most obvious one is teamwork. In a soccer team, it doesn't matter if you have the best forward in the world if they don't have teammates to pass them the ball. In a relay team, winning depends on all the runners working together perfectly. Sports make you trust your teammates, talk to each other well, and understand that the team's success is more important than showing off your own skills. This ability to work together is becoming more and more important in school and at work. Group projects in school, research papers in college. Most modern jobs need you to know how to work with others. You need to be able to use your talents and also appreciate what others bring to the table. A sports team's locker room is like a tiny version of society. People with different personalities live there. Skills, backgrounds. All right, we're already convinced of the benefits. But now comes the million-dollar question. How do we do it? How do we combine a demanding school schedule with training and competitions? The key, my friends, is in one word: organization. You need to become the head coaches of your own lives. This means sitting down and planning your week. Use a planner, use a calendar on your phone, use a simple notebook. Write down your class schedules, write down your training hours, write down your matches. Set aside specific time blocks for studying and homework. Be realistic, but stick to that plan. Make the most of your downtime. Do you have a long bus ride to school or practice? That's study time. You can read, review notes, listen to an educational podcast. Class starts in 15 minutes. Pull out your book and get a head start. We've reached the end of this journey, my friends. I hope I've shared the passion and belief I have about this topic with you. The scientific evidence is clear. The success stories are inspiring. The game plan is practical. The old idea that you have to choose between being an athlete or a good student is a myth we need to get rid of forever. Sports aren't the enemy of school success. They're its biggest friend. The gym is where you build not just a strong body, but a sharp mind, a tough spirit, and an unbreakable team spirit. It's an investment in your today and your tomorrow. So to you young people listening to me, I challenge you to get off the couch. Find a sport you love. You don't have to be the next Messi or the next Serena Williams. Move, sweat, work hard and enjoy the journey. Now go out there and become the champions of your own lives.
Se explorar estas competências de ensino do século XXI lhe despertou a curiosidade, vamos continuar esta conversa. Subscreva o nosso canal para mais ideias novas em educação. Carregue no botão "Gosto" neste vídeo e partilhe as suas ideias nos comentários. Qual competência se conecta mais com o seu ensino? Qual parece mais difícil de desenvolver? As suas ideias e perguntas ajudam a construir a nossa comunidade de aprendizagem e inspiram o que abordaremos a seguir. Juntos, podemos mudar a educação, um professor, uma sala de aula, um aluno de cada vez. O futuro da aprendizagem está nas nossas mãos.